Amish Matchmakers here on our social media platforms. We will be going live today with the 12-week year planning because it's a new 12 weeks or quarter. For those of you who don't quite know what a 12-week year is or never heard of it, some refer to it as the quarterlies, right? You do your quarterly stuff, and that's what we're here to talk about is what would you like to accomplish in a year? You know, you had your 12-week, you had your New Year's resolution. I guess I should be recording. Sorry. Here we go. Awesome. Here we are. Welcome back. Okay, now I'm going to start again fresh. Carlos here and doing this live presentation webinar with you, 12-week year planning session. And it's a new quarter. It's April. Goodness gracious. Where did March go? I don't know. But it was an awesome 12 weeks. I always love to hear and from all of you as well that are here with me. If you're attending live on our school group, Epic Your Life, or if you're on our social media, checking this out, you won't get to see the screen like I do. I'll show you. We're doing live video there on our community here in Epic Your Life, but you'll actually get the opportunity to see on our school community. You'll get to see the document we're going through. Those of you on our social media, if you wanted to get the document, you can ask me for it, PDF. This has worked so well for Chantel and I to get incredible, extraordinary results, because it's interesting how we are and how we think that if you give yourself this much time, you'll take that much time. If you give yourself this much time or like this much time, then you're like, oh my gosh, your brain tries to figure out how the heck it's going to accomplish it in this little tiny bit of time. And you have to train your brain to do it. You do. So you have to. So what Chantel and I started doing about 3 years ago, maybe this is our 4th year doing it. We had ran into a program called 12-week year, and I took the course and went through it, and I realized, man, it's similar to what we do already, but it was shrunk down to 12 weeks instead of 12 months. And it changed our life because we got so much more done. And I love sharing about what's happened to us in the last 12 weeks so you can understand what's possible. And you can understand if we can do it, you can do it. But I know some of you are probably be very nervous to try to do this stuff. And you're like, well, I have a 12-month goal. And it's like, okay, that's good. But Elon Musk would not have a 12-month goal. He'd probably have a 12 day goal. Big three for 12 days. That's like Elon Musk style. A little bit background about Chantel and I. We have been mentoring and helping people for many years. We have our community, Epic Your Life. We're known as the Amish Matchmakers. And yeah, we help people in relationships. We help people build their businesses and legacy and help them with their children. We have content, an 8-week, 40-session content called Connection DNA, all focused on connection and relationships and developing your skills in connection and relationship skills, which will help you in every area of your life. But one of the most important areas for us is matching you up. That's why we got our reputation known as the Amish Matchmakers, because we help people to get married. And it just happened to be that we fell into a niche 5-6 years ago in 2020 when everybody during COVID was kind of pivoting. We were already doing relationship skills and doing marriage seminars and events for couples. And we pivoted a little bit into the singles world and helping singles to get married. And since then, the last 6 years, we've helped over 30 couples to come together. And so impacted directly about 60 people, at least many hundreds of thousands more actually in real life, because we hosted a lot of webinars and seminars and challenges. Fast forward now, 5 years later, or 6 years, I guess, we're in 2026. We have been helping a lot of people and got the reputation of the Amish Matchmaker because one of our first clients we helped to match up was Jesse and Irina Kaufman, and a very influential man and speaker in the Amish world. And when I say Amish, people are like, but Amish people aren't online. They're not digital. Are you Amish? No, I'm not Amish. Nothing to do with the Amish. We just help the Amish. And as a matter of fact, we fell into the niche, not by, well, I say by accident, was kind of by accident, but nothing's by accident, is it? God's always very purposeful and intentional. And so as we fell into that community, it's been a huge blessing for us. We helped Jesse and Adina to get married. And then from there, it snowballed out to where we've helped several people to get married over the years. Like I said, over 30 couples, directly influencing them. Many hundreds and hundreds and probably thousands that we've helped indirectly. The stories just keep pouring in and pouring in. And then now, 2026, here we are. And like I said, for the last, I think it's been about 4 years that we've utilized the 12-week year mentality. And also we audit our time. We do a time audit. We track our time. We set timers. We do all kinds of stuff just to speed things up. But really speeding things up is just awareness. So here we are. It's the beginning of another 12-week year. But before we enter into that, I've got a PDF for you to follow along. We're going to go through it together, and then I will give you a copy of it to where you can print it out and utilize it and work on your own 12-week year as well, and your own big three, as we call them. And by the way, the big three is in 3 different areas: health, because without your health, you wouldn't be alive, right? And abundance or wealth, because without money, sorry, it's hard to do things. Like, you can wish and believe, but cash flow is very important for you or your business or your children or your home. It takes money to be able to pay for things in your home, to be able to have electricity, to be able to have water, to be able to have a car and insurance and all those things, to be able to have food on the table. It takes money. So money's a good, important thing to set a goal in. And then number 3 is your relationships. I would actually arguably say relationships is probably one of the first ones that will benefit you and develop you the most. Because if you can master your skills in relationship, which, by the way, mastery is just, you realize you're never going to get there and you just keep working as hard as possible to get there, but you never quite reach it. The more I learn, the less I know. Yes, so true. And so, woo, take a breath. I'm going to be going a million miles an hour because I just had a nice cup of coffee. But it's good because we got a lot to cover. So we want to talk a little bit about last 12 weeks. What have you been doing? Have you been sitting around idle? Have you been lazy? Or have you been just like burning the candle at both ends? And I hope you have been. Seriously. You're like, what about rest? What about relaxation? Yeah, that's fine. Go for it. How's it working for you? Everything, every billionaire I've ever studied, and everybody that is hyper successful in the top 2 percentile in all areas of life, whether it's sports, whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whether it's whatever it may be, in those categories, what I've seen they all have in common is they are willing to do whatever it takes, and they are the hardest workers in the room. So I'm just saying, very passionate about this because I'm not afraid to work hard, and I'm not afraid to keep going doing it. And then, and I work hard at everything. When I say work hard, it's even at relationships. I'm currently here with my mom. I'm in Chattanooga. I drove here, working hard at the ranch a little bit this morning, working hard to get my wife off and running. Chantel, Hazel, and Marlise, and Kalea, the 4 ladies, 4 women. It's a girls' trip. Kaylea's not born yet. She's still inside of Hazel. We're hoping she waits till May, but sent them off this morning. They went down to the beach. It's a mother, daughter, granddaughter, great granddaughter time of connection and love and affection, and much, much needed. They've been planning it for months. And so sent them off this morning, put a new cooktop in at my house because I'd ordered one because ours was broken. Any of you have been to a retreat lately, saw the handle had broken on it. Making time for that. Did it this morning. Got on the road. Got here. Stopped at Buc-ee's on the way. And, intentional with my mom and pops here. My mom, one of her favorite holidays is Easter, which happy Easter to those of you that celebrate Easter. And this weekend is a powerful weekend of Easter and celebrating the death and resurrection of Yeshua, Jesus Christ. And so what a powerful time to celebrate and acknowledge and to reflect. And I didn't realize they were on the same weekend because I made this schedule in November. For this year, all year long, we decided that we were going to do the big 3, planning with you, this community here at Epic Your Life, giving you the skills and content and the things that we've done for many years to help us get the results we want in our lives, go after the goals and targets with passion and get them. And it's really, really incredible. And, just to kind of give you an idea, Yeah, there is so much going on in our life in the last from 2020 to 2025, and it's been about 5 years. 2021, I think it was officially almost right at the end of 2020, going into 2021. It took us about 11 months to find the ranch, and then I think it was November. I'm pretty sure it was October or November. We moved into the ranch of 2020, and like I said, so it's almost 2021. So now, 5 years later, almost exactly 5 years and a few months, what we have been able to do is to 4x the our property value. We bought a ranch with 47 acres, and now it is 400 times more worth more than what it was. So we bought it for almost, it was 800,000, 789,000, almost 800,000. Let's just say 800,000. Sorry, too many numbers in my head. But I know it's close to 789 or something like that, almost 800,000, that we bought the place for our ranch for, and now it's four times worth more, four times more than that. We built a couple homes on the ranch. We've developed it. We're getting ready to even develop more, and the land value has gone up. The homes that we built on it have created more value. It's just been phenomenal. So imagine that, being able to, in 5 years, essentially from the time we moved in 5 years from now, what would that look like if you were able to purchase something or buy a business or do something, develop something, get started at something? And by the way, when we moved to Georgia, what had happened was our multi-million dollar company we had developed in California completely shut down during COVID. California, they would not let you go in the homes. Our team all disbanded. We had an administrative team, we had technicians, and we had done projects for Tesla. Now we were doing maintenance and construction and handyman stuff all over California and advancing out nationwide. And it was a multi-million dollar company. We're super pumped to move to Georgia and start doing our retreat stuff and get a ranch and all that. That was the plan, making dreams come true, right? And it all shut down. So we had no cash flow. We had zero like assets to draw from. Now we had nothing, zero. So seriously, when we went to Georgia in 2021, we had a beautiful multi-million dollar business that was going in California, but we started at zero because it shut down completely. So we had to pivot. We had to make it work, and we made it work. It was super awesome. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's commitment, and that's what I'm here to help you do. And I promise you, when you're exhausted, it's got to be the why, the mission, and that's all what we're going to go through here today. It has to be big enough. For me, it was my passion, my mission to help my family, but also to be an example for my family. It was also to help my parents on both sides, Chantel's side, my side, and they even helped us. So as they've helped us, we've helped them, and it's just been collaborative. Doing things together as a family and as a team makes all the difference. But I wasn't afraid to ask for help too, as well. There's so many lessons to be learned. But now, imagine if you bought something. Let's say you bought a business that was worth $50,000. And then in 5 years, you were able to make it four times more valuable, from 50,000 to 200,000. Would that be worth it? You know, $200,000 coming in from a business that you developed, or maybe you bought some property, a house for $100,000, and then at the end of, you know, 5 years, it was worth $400,000 because you worked on it, developed it. I don't know. What is it that how big can you dream? What can you accomplish in this 12 weeks? And by the way, we did some crazy things with our finances and with our even our credit. I had to learn about that as well to be able to even accomplish what we did in a year's time. Because Chantel and I, people always have the excuse where I have no credit, I have no history, or I'm too young. That's a good excuse, but we had none. Like, we had not developed our credit. We had never, neither Chantel or I had really, we had rented. We didn't even have credit cards, little ones, $500 cards or something but we never really built credit, never did loans. Like, we were both just new in this credit game. And all of a sudden we're going to buy a property with 47 acres and a house and like almost $1 million property, like 800,000. Like, we're like, whoa, how are we going to do this? It was just, we were at a loss. We didn't know. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know how to do it, but we knew how to follow directions, and we knew how to work hard. I'm gonna pause there and let that sink in. Are you ready to work hard? If you have a hard, strong work ethic, I promise you, you can do anything. The only way you lose is if you quit. So this isn't a course for the faint of heart. This isn't a course for those who are going to quit halfway and those who are tired. "Oh, I'm just tired. I need a break and a rest." Well, okay, go rest. We're going to keep going. Now, I'm a big proponent of man. A day of rest is very important, but a day, y'all, a day. And then what are you doing with the rest of your time? There's 24 hours in a day. Sleep 6, 7 hours. Seriously, some people think, well, I need 8 hours sleep. No, that's not true. That's what you're taught, and that's not true. Go do the research. There's true science now that says about 7 hours is the peak. Anything past that, you actually decline in what's beneficial for sleep. So we're doing it a little bit. So 7 hours for men, I think, even with testosterone, because we're built a little different, we can do it in 6 very easily. I feel great at 6 hours sleep. Seriously. So let's just say 7 hours, because that's the scientifically proven to be the exact amount you should have. That would be the greatest benefit is at 7 hours. Like I said, anything more is not as beneficial. You start panning off. So, and by the way, they tell you 8 hours because they know most people probably won't do 8 hours, and then they end up doing 7 and they're good, right? So they always overshoot it. Some people think, oh, I need 10. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's actually counterproductive after so much sleep. Just saying, go do your research. And I know different times of the month for different people, cycles that we go through, we do require a little bit more rest, especially women with the estrogen. It's real. And baby birth and all these things like cycles you go through. It's all real. I get it. I'm not here to try to be a scientist. I'm just letting you know you can do more. You can. You got what it takes. You can be more efficient. You can be better with your time. And again, all this is going to be covered in Creation Code. As we incorporate Creation Code, we incorporate goals we go after. But the big 3 is what we're here to settle this day. We're going to start with looking at results from last 12 weeks and how did you do? And it's okay if you sucked, if you did terrible. It really is. It's okay. Or if you feel like I could have done so much better. Okay, no regret. Let's just get our together this 12 weeks and let's do it. I believe in you. Seriously, I do. And you got what it takes. This isn't a place for the weak of heart. If I'm too much for you, then okay, go find someone that will, coddle you and pat you on the back. I will. I'll love you. I love you. I'll tell you I love you. I'll hug you. I'll be your biggest cheerleader and most enthusiastic. But if I am too nice, then you're gonna get lazy and complacent. So I want to get you to go. Okay, fair enough. Seriously, I want what's best for you, but you're gonna have to go for it. You're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to put in the effort. And if I tell you to do something, do a little bit more. Okay, do a little bit more. All right. So you got what it takes, and you can do it. I promise you can. So bless you in this process. Before we jump into this full bore, you've heard a little bit of background on me now, what we've done in the last 5 years, turning, $800,000 property into, well, yeah, I mean, our net worth is greater than that, even greater than 4 times, probably about 5 times that now because of our businesses we have acquired and bought and developed and so many things. But again, it all does tie back to our view and perspective of doing something in 12 weeks instead of 12 months. It's crazy. And I can't wait to share. All right, but let's pray because I want to acknowledge Father, Papa God. He is my good daddy. He's my good papa. I had a really cool day yesterday of just good worship in the morning, getting pumped up, and then watching God do miracles and miracles every day. Why? Because I was really connected to him, really had a really good time of writing my letter to Papa and every 30. And I'm telling you, these are the key activities that just make all the difference in my life, no matter how hard it gets, how frustrating it gets, how the attack comes from the enemy or from people, right? I just keep going and keep going with passion and love and with excitement and energy. And you can do the same. All right. So let's take a minute to pray, acknowledge even this Easter Sunday, this Easter weekend, where millions and millions, probably billions of people are acknowledging the death and resurrection of our Messiah, Yeshua. And I just want to acknowledge the Father and pray. Papa, thank you. You're so good. Abba, you are so good. I love you. And I ask you to guide me and direct me in this webinar today as I share this powerful process you taught us through creation, through the 7 days of creation in Genesis. And I pray, Father, that would be anointed because it's your word and that it would bring results not only in our lives, Father, but the lives that are listening in, the lives that are tuning in, that they would just grab a hold of this and do something new for a change for themselves and would have better results. We thank you, Papa, for all you're doing in the name of your son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. Amen. All right, let's do it. Let's get into it. I kind of had a preliminary already. So it is the first weekend of the new 12-week year. It's April 4th, 2026. And from 2 to 4 Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing this. And then tomorrow on Sunday, 2 to 4. So I know that some of you are going to watch the recording. That's great. That's fine. But I would highly encourage you to be here live. Go through it with me and ask questions. We're going to allow you to ask questions through this process, to raise your hand or put a comment in there as you're going through it with us on school. Highly effective that way and working on the big three together. But we will be back here for this same process. When? In July. So the first weekend in July, just to give everyone a heads up, July 4th and 5th. Wow, how does that happen? That's funny. For July 4th, the new 12-week year will be on the 4th of July, the Saturday, the 4th of July. That's funny. I just made a declaration of what we were going to do at the beginning of every 12-week year. We were going to do a Saturday and Sunday 2-hour course on each day about 12-week year in the big three and planning session. And here we are. And looking at July, that's funny. It's going to be over the 4th of July weekend again, holiday weekend. So what are you doing? Everyone else is taking holiday. It's Easter, right? Weekend. So a lot of people do travel and take holidays. I know the freeways were bustling. I'm here with my mom, but I told my mom ahead of time, I said, Mom, I want to spend Easter with you. I know you love that. It's one of your favorite Sundays. I want to honor you by being here. She's singing at church tomorrow. I said, so I'm going to be here. Chantel and the girls went out of town, like I said, for their girls' week out of town. And I'm like, I'm going to come here and enjoy Easter with you. But I got a webinar to lead. I've got a planning session to do. And I'm with you guys, by the way. I'm doing it with you. I'm not just saying this and teaching you. I'm doing it with you. That's why it's funny. Kudos to Sylvia again. Amazing Sylvia. She's hungry. She's going after it. And she reminded me and she's like, are you doing it? I'm like, yeah, I'm still doing it. But I have not had a minute to even post about it, to tell the community about it. I announced that, at the beginning of the year. We did one in January. So hopefully people are paying attention, going to be here for this one. And I said, can you put it on the calendar? You can put an announcement. She did it. So I'm grateful again. Kudos to Sylvia for your commitment and dedication, your hunger. Because you're like, well, I want to be there. You talked about it. I want to be there. I'm like, thank you. And she made a beautiful post. So I'm super grateful for her tenacity and hard work. That's what I'm looking for. Hardworking people just like that. They want to put in the work. If you are a hard worker, if you're willing to put in the time and the hours and the effort, and you're not afraid of failing, and you're willing just to go and learn and keep being teachable and coachable, apply with us. We are hiring people, actively hiring people. And I promise you, culture is a big deal to us. Your hard work and your willingness to push through and do hard things is what we're looking for. So if you can do that, please send me a message, apply within, you know, we'll train you, we'll work with you. We are looking for skilled plumbers and electricians and handymen, by the way, too, for other business, but that's another point. So anyways, all right, let's get into it. But I did want to let you know that this will be a 2-hour session. We've already gone through a half-hour introduction here. But I want to share my screen here with those of you on the school platform, those of you on my social media. You get to just watch as I work with our community on School Epic Your Life. And if you're interested in it, join. It's on School, SKOOL, Epic Your Life, and you can get the PDFs and all that good stuff. And we love working with people, and we actually want to see people succeed. This is what's worked for Chantel and I to get great results. I create what I want. You get to create it and join with Father in creating a successful life, an epic life. That's what he wants for you. So here we go. All right. So let's get this going. We're going to screen share. Now, what happened to my screen here? I already tested this and I thought it was working. All right, let's see. Well, okay. There it is. Now we're good. All right, perfect. So full screen. And then the style is I'm going to be the little guy in the corner. So here we are. Okay, big three. Let's do this. I'm excited to be here. His creation code for success. And the big three, 12-week year. And this is the planning session for this 12-week year. But as I said before we get started, I want to root it in his creation code for success and the foundation. Papa didn't build creation without intention. Every day had purpose, order, and specific outcome. Your big three goals work the same way. They are the seeds you are planting for the next 12 weeks, declared with purpose and watered with daily rhythm. Your big three are not a to do list, they are a declaration of who you are becoming. And you do have what it takes, I promise you. So don't back down, keep moving forward. And if you fall down, if you fail, if you fall short in some way, guess what? Next 12 weeks, you're going to get better. You're going to learn things that you can improve and ways that you can do better. And I'm super pumped to be here with you because it is important in his creation code for success. Um, the connection through this is that you do need a why, your mission, your why. Why does this goal exist? Your vision. What is Papa building through it? How do you see it? What's most important to you? Peculiar. How has Papa uniquely equipped you for this goal? And what is special about this goal? These are the things we look at. So we do create an MVP even for our big three for this 12-week year, because what you begin to see and understand is that your MVP, your mission, vision, and peculiar, is always tied to your mindset. And it's always tied to a way of thinking. I want to grain it in you over and over and over and over that this is how you think. What's the mission of this thing? Why am I doing this? Even when you have an idea for something you want to do today or tomorrow or this week, when you're planning out your week, it is a principle of planning, is to set a goal and go after it. And a BHAG, as we call it, big three goals, but a BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal, or a big, happy, audacious goal. I don't know. What do you want to call it? BHAG, though, it's really well known for what can you do to create a powerful goal and go after it? And what does it look like? Why do you want that goal? What is the vision of what it's going to look like when it's completed? Because with the vision, you will flourish. You will go after it better. The why will get you up and keep you going. Even just imagine what it'd be like if you accomplish that goal in your health, accomplish that goal in your wealth, accomplish that goal in your relationships. You'd have so much a better life, epic life. And by the way, that's why we talk about the three different areas is for balance. And then you are equipped for this. Why is this a unique goal? What sets this apart from other goals? Why did you choose this one to be that big three in that category? And we do believe in those three categories to help you have balanced life. People talk about balanced life, life balance. It's baloney. If you want to get results, you've got to go after it. There's no such thing as balance. You've got to tip the scales in your favor, not balance the scales. Tip them in your favor by lots of hard work. Come on, you got what it takes. Okay, so let's talk about what that looked like the big three for last 12 weeks for you. As you're on here, if you want to comment, and you're joining us live or you're joining us in school group, you can collaborate with me in the school group. It's awesome. I love seeing comments, love seeing what people have accomplished. How was it for you? I know one of the goals that we had for our Nesbitt company that we just bought in January. So it was fresh, and we were talking about this, what we wanted to hit. We said we wanted to be on track to do 1 million. Actually, one of my financial goals during that time was literally to not lose. It was interesting to not, because we knew going in that the previous owner had done 500K. So we're going to talk about finances first. I'd done 500K in the amount of revenue per month on average for the last 2 years in a row. Overall, they did 600,000. They did 50,000 per month, and 600,000 for the year, year after year for 2024, 2025, and then now coming in 2026, we purchased it, and I knew that there was going to be a lot of fallout because of the previous owner. So I just said, look, if we can maintain and then at the end of 12 weeks, be on track with growth towards being $1 million company, right? So we would be on track to almost double our business by the end of 12 months. What would that look like? So If you think about it, if you're talking about where it's at 600,000, let's say we just want to double it. Well, we would have to grow at least 8%. You follow me? Every month, right? Because there's 12 months. And then by the end, because if you get it 10 months is 80%, and 11, 12 months is 90, or excuse me, 88 and 96. It doesn't matter. Chantel's always like, why you give those details? I'm a numbers guy. But again, in the end of 12 months, if we, let's just say 10%, if we grew 10% every month by the end of 12 months, that means if January we went from 600,000 to sorry, I keep saying 600,000. See, that's the future. 50,000 to 55,000 in January, right? That would show, okay, we grew 10%. Then if we went from 55,000 to then another, I guess would be less than 10%, right? Another 5,000. Now we're making 60,000 in that month. And then the next month we made 65,000. Well, then we would have grown 10% each month and be on track to at the end of the year, if we have 10% growth every month, which is amazing, by the way, is a lot of growth. Then by the end of the year, if we started at 600,000, right, from the year before, and our goal is to hit a million, then we'd have to increase by 10% month after month, 10%, or we'd have to increase, easier said, is by 60,000 month after month in order to hit our target at 12 months of over a million, right? Okay. So what happened in this last 12 weeks? Well, out of the gate, we just busted it. We hired some great people. We worked on building a team. We worked with the previous owner. We put him to work. We had him as advisor, had him as a also working in the field. The previous owner, Mr. Frank Nesbitt. And boy, we hustled, hustled, hustled. And what did we accomplish? I'm going to tell you the good stuff, and then I'm also going to tell you the bad stuff that happened too. There's always good, bad, ugly, and beautiful. Okay, there always is. And if anybody ever tells you there isn't, they're lying. There's anything good fighting for is always going to be hard and hard work. And hard work is where it's at. Hard work is where you will find the greatest blessings. Seriously, and it feels good to work hard and get results. Well, we did on average month after month, by the end we grew. So on average he did 50,000 a month. That's why I keep going back to, because 50,000 times 12 is 600,000. So he did 50,000. We averaged out by the end of these last 12 weeks, we ended up at 75,000 per month on average. So we increased overall 50%, the business 50% in 12 weeks. So at this point, we would have had to have increased by 30%, right? To be on track to do a million. So super excited because on track 75,000, that's still not going to hit a million. So we have to increase every month. But we did average 75,000. We hit the ground running. There was a lot of great situations from previous billing and invoices that we were able to grab a hold of and utilize and develop, which gave us a good influx coming in through ground zero. But again, these are all different situations. And so if we were to just do 75,000 times 12, we would hit 900,000, which would be, again, a 50% increase over the last year. Hit 900,000 in revenue versus 600,000 last previous 2 years. So we're already on track to develop really, really well, right? So again, we knew we needed to do 10% month after month, and we ended up doing 50% in 3 months. So what is that? If we did 50% divided by 3, so it's an average of like 16%, 17% instead of 10. Month after month, we increased. So super pumped about that. If we stay on track to do 16 or 17%, we will do well over a million by the end of the year. So we accomplished that goal, that target. And I'm telling you, it wasn't for the faint of heart. But here's the interesting thing now. Now we're ending the 12 weeks, and Mr. Nesbitt is now officially retired. That was our agreement, that he would work with us for 12 weeks, kind of get us the lay of land, meet clients, connect, and kind of the strategies for the business in the sense of how he maintained 600,000, half a million for multiple years in a row, and what he did to do that. And so it's interesting because now we're starting almost at very minimal. We had at 1.6, almost 10 people in our team, and now we're back down to 5. We're back down to half. So that's the crazy part about all this. After it all, like we had people we trained up and we're working with, and they either some of them we had to let go, some of them left. It's not for the faint of heart. And then we've got some new great people too that are great recruits that we've recruited. And we're always looking to hire. Our goal now at the end of this 12 weeks would actually to have 6 full time. I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but again, it's part of what I've been working on in my brain. 6 full time technicians. And the goal for that is now not only do I want to hit a million for this company by the end of this 12-week year, because I want to hit to where we would make a million. So again, that would be 100,000 a month, about 90,000. Yeah, 90,000 a month. So we're at 75 average. So by the end of this 12 weeks, 90,000. But also my target now overall is 6 full-time team members that are bringing in 500,000 per van. So it's per van we're kind of doing, because this is again me talking about Nesbitt Repair, and I'm trying to be an example for you. But I'm telling you what happened and then kind of telling you what we're looking to do for this next 12 weeks. And we'll go through it as we go through our big 3. But again, this is all because it's all in my head, and I'm trying to bring it out now to share as an example to you of what we did financially for Nesbitt Repair and where we're going with it in the next 12 weeks. All right, so that's a little bit of the financial stuff. We'll get into it more, but just telling you what we did do. Now let's talk about relationships. Even in a business, that's super duper important. Now, one of the targets that we did, and we put into place actions to reach our goal of meeting all of our commercial clients, and all of our bigger clients during that 12-week year, meaning either I would meet them or Chantel would meet them. We would go out and proactively meet them. Well, what we ended up doing to create this goal and to reach this goal is we created what's called Client Appreciation Friday. Every other Friday is Client Appreciation Friday. And also another way to build relationships and connection to the community was our give back to the widows. And the widows, what we do is every other Friday, we pay our team to go out and serve widows, people in need, people that are handicapped, or people that are veterans or elderly that just can't do it, or poor. Yesterday, we put in a water heater for a couple that is a part of the Habitat for Humanity program. Their house was built, and then, yeah, they've asked for help. One nonprofit organization we work with actually paid for the materials, and we changed out the water heater. We supplied the labor at no charge. So it was really awesome to get that opportunity. We did 2 or 3 other projects yesterday as well on our give back day. But I wanted to express to you that's part of building relationship too. Getting to know our community, getting to connect with people in general, and working with those who are doing it already. It's been a phenomenal thing. So what were the results? Because we literally said, Chantel and I, we want to meet all of our big clients in commercial contracts and commercial businesses, which there are about 300 of them. So it's a very high level target. And we said, okay, how can we solve this problem? Because there's a lot of people, no way we can meet them all. Is we had a client appreciation day, and we had it so we did in 12 weeks. I think officially we did probably 3 or 4 of them. We did 3 of them where people actually showed up, and the rest of them were on the calendar, but we didn't promote them. And really, we got busy with work and training and everything else. So we only did 3 officially, and they were good. They were really good. We actually met several of them, but probably the biggest thing, because we do connect with the community through serving and giving now, the word has really got out, even in 12 weeks, about that. And we met with some very influential leaders that have nonprofit organizations. They're retired men with big construction businesses in the area. They love Morgan County. They love Madison. They are true men of God as well, men of honor and integrity. And I sat down and met with them. This is what I'm saying, the results of 12 weeks. So I sat down with them, and they are super pumped to collaborate. And yesterday was our first implementation of that collaboration, working with them. And that came as a result of, we also hired Gail, who is a beautiful widow herself. We gave her a salary and said, gal, We want you for this salary to go out and find people for us to give to, find collaborations and connections in the community. And guess what? She did it. She did awesome. She arranged that meeting with those men. I sat down with them. Matter of fact, in what, 2 weeks or so, I believe we'll be speaking at an event for widows, the widows of like Morgan County and several churches combined. And so we're like super pumped to get that opportunity so we can give more and share more and just keep blessing. As our company grows and we have more team members, and guess what? We're going to start serving more people and doing more projects every other Friday because it's the process behind that. The mission behind it is to serve people, and it's 10% of our time. So if we work 40-hour weeks on average, it's 4 hours of serving and giving. It's not efficient to do that every week. So every other week, we give 8 hours, a full day, every other Friday. And so then every other Friday of that is Client Appreciation Friday. We are going to plan in this 12 weeks now to do a grand opening, if you would, grand opening of Nesbitt Repair. That'll be some of the things on the target to get to know our clients. But again, the whole purpose of that big three for our company is to get to know the community more and connect with people. Relationship, relationship, relationship. And I will tell you that relationship at the end of this last 12-week year and connecting with those men of the town and that donate and volunteer their time to bless others and have very successful past retired men, but multi-million dollar portfolios of either construction or business or financial world. It's amazing to meet with them and find out some of their history. But that relationship was priceless. And another relationship of just reputable businessmen in the area that we were introduced to through this process, and amazing, incredible people that are doing great things, not just for Morgan County, but for the planet. Like, I was shocked at the billionaires and the 100 millionaires that live within Morgan County and near around Lake Oconee, which is an amazing community as well. So highly influential people live around here, and we're beginning to connect with them because of our consistency of doing client appreciation. Because of, again, Frank Nesbitt served over 3,000 clients in the Morgan County area, very well known, and served a lot of those highly influential people as well. But also our giving back time and connecting with our clients, connecting with our um, those that we're serving and blessing. And also, the newspaper did an article about us and our giving back, and it's just been amazing the influence and impact it's had. And so, did we meet all 300 commercial clients? No, not even close. But guess what? That's still going to be one of our targets for this next 12-week year. But we're going to do a lot better, be more aggressive. We found out some of the bottlenecks and restraints that we have and constraints in our company is we don't have emails. Those 3,000 people who don't have their emails. It wasn't a thing for Frank to get emails until like this last couple of years. He started getting them. But amazing that, that and didn't have digital business. Now we're all digital too as well. That's what I would say too is innovation in a company is very important. And yeah, we went totally innovative. We have a full-on CRM, paid tens of thousands of dollars for it. Like I told you, we did the 75,000, but again, we reinvested all of it right back in buying equipment, buying tools, buying excuse me, buying the business from Frank, and then just reinvesting it into a CRM, reinvesting into training and learning from people that build billion-dollar portfolios in the service industry, $100 million companies in the service industry like we are in. So super pumped, but yet. Yeah, sounds like a lot. Oh my gosh. No, it reinvested right back in, and we're looking for more capital because we got big things to do. And so we need some big capital and big cash flow to do those big things. And it's possible. So um, it's so funny how people be like, wow. I'm like, need to be double that. Need to be like 150,000 a month. Then I can go, wow. So again, we're going to go after it though this time to double it, like 50% more. If we hit 50% more, right, then we will actually be. We were at 75. We will be about 125,000, 130,000 this next 12 weeks. By the end, average 130,000. That's what we're going to do. Come on, we're going to go after. But all right, so there was relationship stuff because seriously, Chantel and I talked about this. And we thought the fastest way is bring them in. And it's so funny how you get covered up by all the activities, the training, the hiring, the getting to know clients and trying to do it all. But we did a lot. And I'm pleased to say that we did developed some incredible key relationships that really have made a huge, huge difference. Oh my goodness, what just happened to my screen here? Sorry, y'all. I don't know why that just did that. Are we still sharing here? Uh, Interesting. My sharing the screen just went down all of a sudden randomly. So I want to share the third thing that happened, which relationships and finances, and then the final one would be. Let's see if I can share this. Sorry, thought I was sharing. There we go. Share. Bam. Now we're gonna go full screen, and then we're gonna go where I'm in the corner again. I'm back. All right. Okay. So big three goals. The third thing goal that we have relationship, we have finances, and then we have health. Now, in a business, your health could be measured in many different ways, like the atmosphere, the environment, the culture of the company. And for us, it is very, very important. I would say this 12 weeks, so we did learn a lot about the culture we want, and what we hope to have created would have been love your neighbor. And that's ultimately where the results come in at the end of this 12 weeks, where we're starting fresh now with only 4 full-time team members when we were at 10 during this process. That was another thing, that where payroll was higher, right, as we were developing this, and we needed that many people to accomplish that kind of work. Um, but I would say the culture and the environment that we recognize we didn't accomplish. We wanted, love your neighbor was part of the culture, part of the health and the environment. And there was a lot of rocky things that took place, a lot of hard conflict that we dealt with within the company and within learning about the industry and the people that we get to work with and some of the clientele and some of the team members. We had some fallout and some people that we had to let go. Like, why? Because at the end of the 12 weeks, we're like, okay, we know exactly the culture we want. We know exactly what the environment we want to create. And we know exactly what we want the focus to be, is to love and bless widows and orphans and excuse me, widows and people in need and elderly and those that are poor. They cannot afford the work, but yet have a need for like electrical, right? They don't have electricity, or they don't have water, or they don't have hot water. Like, we want to be able to help people's basic needs that can't help themselves at this time. And that is our passion. That's our focus. And it kind of, in the midst of the development of the company, in the midst of the going for it and the running hard, right, to hit goals, we lost a little bit of sight of that. We didn't get to really get focused on that, especially love your neighbor. There was a couple of weeks where Chantel and I were gone or traveling and weren't able to participate. And then these last two times of loving your neighbor, which is donating the time, Chantel and I were in it like fully. Like, we were there all day for those 2 days. It was yesterday and then 2 weeks ago on Friday as well. Um, we were there. It was so awesome. We realized that we have to really clean things up and really command and demand the culture that we want, which is love and honor and blessing and loving our neighbor, loving each other. And our first neighbor is your spouse. First neighbor is your child. The first neighbor is the people you live with. The first neighbor is those you work with, right? Those are the closest ones to you every day. Some people that live alone, that's their first neighbor is the people they work with. That's who they know and see all the time. So again, that is a priority. And Chantel and I have really refocused and again, declaring it and demanding it. This is our company. And if this is what we want, then we have to make decisions to create that no matter what. What you allow, you promote. I want you to write that down. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm speaking to me here too. What you allow, you promote. What you allow, you promote. I want you to put that on your freezer. I want you to write it on your mirror and lipstick, just as a reminder. So, what are you allowing in your life? That's not a put down. It's just a awareness, because you can allow good things too, and it can be freaking awesome. If you're allowing blessings, allowing like yourself to be surrounded by great people. You're allowing yourself time to get healthy and fit. If you're allowing yourself to have people working for your company, or you're working in a company that you believe in and has a mission and you're passionate about, like you're promoting that because you're allowing it. And it's powerful. It's a good thing too. I just want you to know that sometimes we allow things, um, and we don't realize we're promoting it then with our children, allowing things with our own life, the way we eat, the way we surround ourselves with negative things, media, or we allow, ourselves to eat ourselves all kinds of sugar and sweets, and then we wonder why our insulin's jacked up and why we're overweight. We allow ourselves to not get up in the morning to where we feel like a lazy bum. Again, you're promoting it because people do what you do, not what you say. So what are you doing? Just a thought. So the third thing about the health of our company, it is the culture and it is the atmosphere. We definitely would probably, I would say, of the three things, three areas in our business, right? The financial was very strong, did amazing, exceeded the goal we had set. Second one would be the relationships. We fell short on that, but yet because we were consistent, because we were faithful and focused on that, some of these relationships, I'm willing to pay to have an ambassador towards giving, helping others, and bringing those around us that can do that. Like that, I would say was a B plus. We did want to meet all of our clients, but it took a turn for the benefit of being more about reaching the community through how we give. So that was probably a B plus. And then when I look at the culture and the health of our company, without a doubt, I'd give us a D minus. They don't even do D's anymore, so I guess it'd be an F. And it's just because we allowed some things in the culture, in the atmosphere, in the environment that I know better. It wasn't what we wanted, and yet we allowed it. And again, I'm not going to beat myself up, but I am going to face the truth and reality of how I did fail, uh, because of that very phrase, what you allow, you promote. And so in the end, we had to clean up a little bit. In the end, we had some falling out, some people quit that we wanted to be a part of our team for the long term. But again, environment, atmosphere, it matters. And we know that there was some toxic things happening, some negativity in the amongst our team and staff, that it's real, it happens. So now we are starting fresh, starting with a firm foundation and creating standards and SOPs, standard operating procedures that will absolutely create a standard that will not allow toxicity, and will allow honor and edification, and will allow love. That's what we want. We want love in our business. And you're like, well, it's a construction business, right? Yeah. We want to be different. We want to be about honor and promoting uh, personal growth and development, about promoting love and promoting an atmosphere that edifies, an atmosphere that motivates and inspires, not one that puts down and criticizes and makes fun of people when they fail, or gives them a nickname when they mess up on something, and that sticks to them as who they are because they messed up on a project or something. It's unfortunate. And we did kind of test some things out to see and allow the team to kind of control the culture and a little bit of the atmosphere. So I'd say the health of our company, we failed at. Those three areas in our company, we did. But there's a big but there because we're going to change it. Time for change. And we're doing some drastic, incredible, amazing, phenomenal, epic things to make it an epic atmosphere. Seriously, an epic atmosphere for the kingdom sake, for Father's sake. And I'm all about an epic life. I am. And so now we're going to bring that to our handyman business, our construction business, Nesbitt Repair, our service repair company, the service calls and light service projects for electrical, plumbing, and handyman. And so super grateful for this opportunity to have a fresh start in 12 weeks. But I would say that is going to be our main focus, is the culture and the environment that we create. That will be one of honor and edification. Absolutely. And zero tolerance for anything else. So again, just being real and raw and honest about what happened in our last 12 weeks. What about you? Anybody want to share? We're going to take a break here shortly. Um, definitely. It's top of the hour. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, actually. So if any of you, though, that are on here would like to share, I would love to hear from you. I'm going to turn my camera off and pause, mute it real quick and fast forward it. But I want you to reflect on this. I want to spend this first 30 minutes as, a little bit of kind of who we are and what we're all about, and kind of motivate you, inspire you what's possible, but then to share how our results are. Would you share what your results are in the comment if you're on our school platform, and here on our social media if you want to share too, go for it. What have been your results in this first 12 weeks? You set some goals, you set some targets. How did you do? Be real, be raw. None? Good? Yes? Terrible? Bad? How do you feel? And then then this next hour we're going to spend just talking about now what goals we want to set. We have all of tomorrow too. We have 2 hours tomorrow to go through it and finish it. But then we're going to look at what we want and then how to set some of those targets and goals for this next 12-week year. But I want to hear from you. Put it in the comments. Again, be real, be raw. That's how you get better at things, is by being real and raw and vulnerable. We're going to go ahead and stop the recording, pause the recording. I don't know if I stop it, is that going to mess it up? I'm not sure. This new platform. I'm actually going to just keep it going. I'm going to turn my camera off and go take a quick bathroom break. You go take a quick bathroom break and we'll be right back. But again, while you're taking your break, I want you to think about what it is, how your last 12 weeks went. And please share. If you're watching the recording, seriously, put in the comments, how's your results? Maybe they were phenomenal. Maybe you got blown away this first time you ever did 12-week year in your life, and so you just were shocked at what a difference it made. Maybe I just talked about business. Next, I'm going to share a little bit about my personal big three, because that was our business. And by the way, did you notice how you could do finances, you could do health, and you could do relationships in the business too? So very powerful. They can be used there too in all of those categories for your business. So we'll be back in 5. Take a quick bathroom break, get you some coffee, a drink, and let's get ready to go. We've got lots to go over, but also comment below how you did your past 12 weeks. Okay. Thanks. Be back. I'll be back. I'm going to turn off. I'm going to stay here on the recording, stay live, but I'm going to go ahead and mute out, turn off the camera too as well. I'll be back. What about you? What's your big three, and how did you do in the last 12 weeks? Here we go. Here we go. All right, we're back. Oh, grabbing another cup of coffee as if I need it. Wow. I can get really fired up doing this stuff. And I love it all at the same time. Okay, so did anybody think of anything they want to comment? Ah, there's some comments. Look at this. Look at this. Listen in for a bit. Okay. Our way to passion, a passion playing monster. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Good word on allowing. I did okay. Could have done better. Any specific things you want to talk about that you did or didn't do before we get into the next phase? Anybody? Let's get ready now. Share my screen again, and then we'll get into this on the big three. All right, full screen. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just get into it here, guys. Again, and keep moving forward. Big three in the health, the wealth, and relationships. Those three areas of life we believe bring incredible balance and bring amazing results. So that's what we're here to challenge you with. And part of it is the MVP, the way you think, mission, vision, peculiar. Why does this goal exist? What is Papa building through it? What's unique about it? And you are equipped to get it done. You really are. 5 steps in building a goal. What's Papa calling you to build in this season? What's the vision of it? Why this matters is the mission. What is the deeper purpose of it? Again, this is all part of your mindset around setting the goals, your big 3 goals. Okay. Anybody still with me on social media stuff? Maybe not. Like, nah, we got bored. Too long. That's fine. All right. So we've got why this matters. What's your limiting story? What's the old story that's kept you stuck? This is a big one, y'all. Really big. Triggers to triumph. If you're in our community, you know all about this. You've been at events of ours. We have epic intensives. There are weekend events, and man, we will blow your mind with an epic intensive. By the way, let us know if you want to attend one. We will set one up, but we are by request only now. If we get enough people to request it, we'll put one on. But we are focused, laser focused on Nesbit and Epic Your Life community now. The 2 categories that are most important to us, and we'll talk about that. What that's going to look like. We set some crazy big, hairy, audacious goals for Epic Your Life as well, and developing the community last 12 weeks and doing even events, right? Every month. We did 2 of them. It was good. We did 2. Did we do 3? Did we do 3? I'm trying to remember. I think we might have done 3. I can't remember. My goodness, my brain. Because it seemed like maybe the one in November was at our ranch. Okay, and then we did one in January, and then we did one in February, I believe. In the one in February was in Indiana. So, and then March, we didn't end up doing one, I don't think. See, I can't remember. Oh, that's what happens when you do so much and just go head down, going crazy. But the point is, epic intensives, we go through triggers to triumph. Our 3 core activities we want to always implement into this, because our 3 core activities come from his creation code, and they are beneficial to you in life, but also help you in setting goals, right? What's your limiting story that's keeping you from setting your goals? What old story has kept you stuck? Well, mom and dad did this, and mom and dad did that, or our community wouldn't let us do this, or our community wouldn't let us do that, or we just have this excuse and that excuse. That's limiting beliefs, because of that limiting story, and excuses are limiting stories. They're signs of limiting stories. Excuses are signs of limiting stories. Triggers to Triumph will help you get over that. I ain't got time to get into it, but literally it's just finding out why you're limited with that story and getting your breakthrough to create a hero story instead of a victim story. Stop being a victim. Create the freedom story. What new story is Papa writing that you want it to be? And then let's go do it together. I believe in you. Micros. What small daily and weekly actions will you schedule to get you moving forward? Do you have a calendar? Oh, I don't use a calendar. I don't believe in it. That's limiting and controlling. Okay, it's fine. Look, billionaires, successful people that I've worked with and been around, they use the calendar. They plan things out. They schedule things. They go after it intensely, like you wouldn't believe. So, what are the weekly actions you can schedule? Epic 30 is part of it. It's just one little thing you do 30 minutes every weekday to help shape your week, plan your week, help you to get better, feel better, set the tone, release, receive, give to where you can accomplish anything because you're clear, free, and healthy mentally, emotionally, relationally. Place your micros on your calendar as standing appointments. If it's not scheduled, it's not real. The most successful people on the planet would say this. The people that are full of excuses will say, well, I don't need a schedule. If it's not placed on your schedule as a standing appointment, it's not real. And if you show me your standing appointments, I will show you your standards and I will predict your future. It's real. And I promise you. So, as we go deeper here, we've got the micros that you can place on your calendar. Feldspar is a framework. Your micros, you got your macro, your big picture, and your micro, your little picture are your micros live in these three areas of life. This kind of helps you to understand your micros can be fit into the big three. But again, these are balanced things of life. You're going to find some of them have to do with money. Some of them have to do with your health. Some of them have to do with your abundance and finances, and some of them have to do with obviously your relationships. So your micros, as we love to spell them out, as feldspar. Feldspar, just as feldspar is a mineral that forms the foundational of the Earth's crust. Feldspar, God gave us this many years ago, as a foundation you build your life on. Every micro belongs to one of these 8 areas: financial, emotional, leadership, dreams, spiritual, physical, adventure, relationship. Feldspar. So if you're looking at financial, it's setting targets and goals in your financials, very important. Always part of the big 3, but money, provision, stewardship. Emotional is inner health, mindset, processing. Leadership, how you lead yourself and others. Dreams, your vision, your calling, what Papa is building in you. What about your spiritual? It's your walk with Papa, prayer, word, worship. How about physical? Sorry about that. Little squirrel here. All right. Physical is your body, your health, your energy. We talked about that. Like that's just getting more dialed in. Health could cover a lot of things. That's why it fits for business too. Financial, health, and then relationships in your business matter. But this dials it down a little bit more. In Feldspar, it's the macros, excuse me, the micros of the macros. And so you've got adventure. It's important to have joy and rest and family and experiences together. You got relationships, marriage, family, community, legacy. Super important. All right. So now let's see how it works. And then let's build yours. Let's build yours together. What goal are we going to work on? Health. Let's talk about health first, because without health, without your health, you cannot even be alive. If you're not alive and not healthy, it's hard to accomplish any other goal. So let's start with health. A macro goal. What is Papa calling you to build in this season? Okay. And maybe for your health, if your personal body or your business, which is it? Comment below. What, because again, your health matters, and maybe it's the health of your business. Maybe it's the health. I shared with you that we are creating a new standard operating procedure, SOPs, that will absolutely mandate and demand and absolutely create a standard for our company that will include our health and our environment of our business, because environment does control your health. If it's toxic, you're going to get exhausted. But if it's invigorating, energizing, and exciting to be there every week, every day, you're just like, can't wait to go to work. What an awesome environment is that? You're like, man, I look forward to learning something new. I'm going there and I'm gaining new wisdom, and I'm excited to be a part of a team that's making a difference in the world, not just another company burning the clock 9 to 5. Right. So, what are your macro goals? What is Papa calling you to build in this season in your health? It could be for your personal physical. It's like lose 10 pounds and move through life with more energy. I love that. It's a target, dropping the weight, losing 10 pounds, forward thinking, and then moving through life with more energy. One of the ways in my physical self now, personal identity, because there's a big three in business and there's a big three in your personal identity, right? When you have multiple companies, we create the big three in MVP for this next 12 weeks in that business, but then also in our personal lives as well. My personal big three was actually continuing to exercise. One of the things we did for our community for Epic Your Life, that was super cool that we did it. That was on the target, was on the map and on the plan, and we followed through with it, was the doing a 5K at our last event. So that was in February, and that was super cool. In Michiana area, we had hosted a retreat there, or a epic intensive there, and we ended up running a 5K. That was super cool because I hadn't been exercising, still haven't. This is my personal life. Like, I definitely have to get back into exercising. um, it's my passion. There is no doubt. Chantel and I love it, and we're going to start doing it again. It is crazy how it comes and goes, and every day we say at 4 o'clock, the end of the day, close to the end of the day, we're going to go exercise, and it's funny how it doesn't happen. You got to set an alarm. You just got to go do it. It's real. So maybe we'll end up doing it in Morgan County, finding a place, because we were doing it in Monroe. We had lots of great contacts there and connections, and starting to build relationships there. And yeah, it's tough to get away from the office and go there and do that. So maybe we'll end up doing something in Madison area. So anybody in Madison knows about a good workout place, group workouts and challenges and things, let us know. Interesting. So, all right. But that was me sharing about my personal health goals. I had a goal to continue to drop weight, get healthier. I don't even know my weight. I haven't been on a scale. I don't think I stepped on a scale this whole 12 weeks, to be honest. So my personal body, I've kept with my health goals, which a lot of them are just, very minimal carbs, meaning like I pretty much stick to just protein most of the time, meaning like meats and cheeses and protein and fats. And on the weekends, I will splurge and end up having some bread occasionally, or something that has more carbs in it, potatoes. Um, Again, it's part of my health goals of just staying healthier, and keeping my insulin levels healthy and good. That will help my physical body. So I have maintained that. Even matter of fact, most often it's 2 meals a day. I'll usually do, a lot of times I'll do sardines or hard boiled eggs for lunch, and then just keep going, going, going. Um, it's kind of a funny thing. And then for dinner, then we usually have something, some kind of protein. A lot of times eggs, or some kind of beef or steak, or hamburger patties. Chantel and I are fish. So that's kind of our routine. Coffee is part of that too as well. I usually don't. Try to stay in a fasted state till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Typically 12 to 1. I have my first meal. So those are, again, health activities, lifestyle, not just goals, but lifestyle. I would say though that I have been too relaxed on the weekends with carbs. I really need to be more disciplined when I go out. I'll even have some sugar lately. Right, with my wife and Hazel, they love getting ice cream. Chantel not as much, but Hazel loves her sweets, and so I've been doing that, but not often. But again, feel like, and have seen that I'm doing it more often than I was. And you'll find that that's the compound. That's why it has to be a health lifestyle, not just a health seasonal kick, right? Make it a lifestyle. So personally, that's been one of my health things, and I need to get on a scale. You only change what you measure. You can only change what you measure. Seriously, it's a big deal. So I don't even know where I'm at. I was in the two. I remember when I started my journey, I was like at 305. To some of you that have been following for quite a while, and I had gotten down to like 250, 260, and even as low as 240. Then I was going to go for 230 was my next target in that last 12 weeks for my personal health. I didn't even track it. Didn't even work on it as far as that goes. Didn't work out. Again, I've adopted this healthier eating stuff with sardines and hard boiled eggs and cheeses and meats and not really any carbs during the day. But again, it'd be nice to step on the scale, right? And see where I'm starting. So I'm going to make myself a note, weigh myself. I'm going to weigh myself and see where my starting point is now. I don't know if my guess is going to be I'm in probably 255 to 260 range, maintaining that, which is great. It's a new set point, but I want to change my set point down to 230. So I should put that down, set point 230 in this next 12 weeks. So I've got to measure, see if I can get down to 230. Again, I've shared this before, and it is one of those hacks and easy things. If you want to drop some weight and you want to get healthy, just focus on doing it for a year, a true year, 12 months. Eat the amount of calories it would take to be 230 pounds, which is around 2,000 to 2,300 calories, about that many. It's a calorie deficit that would cause you to drop weight. No other way you can. I'm just sorry. And a calorie deficit would be if I exercise more and I eat the same amount, then yeah, your calorie deficit because the exercise is burning more calories. It's the only way you're going to drop weight. There's so many things they'll tell you just to get you to buy their programs and weight loss things and all that. And guess what? You're still overweight. I'm just saying. you buy the the diet food and you just eat more of it. It's the only way you would maintain weight. I'm serious. As much as people have excuses, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news and be real. I know I haven't lost weight because I'm still eating probably 2,500 calories, 2,700 calories, and so I'm maintaining 260. It's just real. I can tell I've measured my calories enough to know, and I can tell because I eat seconds or I eat 2 meals a day. One meal is really good, right? Only 500 or 600 calories by having sardines and eggs, hard boiled eggs, and then I go for my dinner meal, and I'm like, oh, I eat first and second helping, so I eat another 2,000 calories, almost or 1,800. So there you go, 2,400 calories, 25. So then I'm maintaining 250, 260. It's just real. I can know that without getting on a scale, but just want to encourage you in that. If that's part of your health goals to drop weight, you can do it. You got what it takes. Personal goals. Now let's talk about personal finances. It's interesting because for us, some of the things we look to do is to be healthier in our portfolio for our personal portfolio of our home and our resident. And yeah, there are some definite things that we've made some headway on. We've gained lots of equity in our home, our property. One of the things that we did as a personal wealth is to gauge and get some appraisals done. We had that done. Very pleased. That's how I can verify now that our property is actually, in fact, 4 times what we bought it for since we've developed and built homes on it. And the land has gone up. We had an official appraisal done. So that was good to get that done and to see the proof of our improvements to our property and our home. So super grateful for that. And now this next 12 weeks, it's like, okay, are we prepared to start developing and investing some money into the plan to do homestead lots, right? 2 acre plus lots. Recently, my wife said this, Chantel said this. So there's some things, this is personal stuff because for me, personal is our ranch and our home. Even though that can be considered part of our business because it is our business too, Epic Your Life and the events and ranch and stuff. So um, Chantel had always pictured doing some sort of like multi-housing condos or townhomes. And it's interesting because that just was again confirmed a couple more times by a couple of really reputable businessmen and investors and even appraiser that has been doing this 25 years, very, very, very expertise in this field, in this world of appraisals. And he said, yes, he confirmed what Chantel's been saying all along. And I keep going to these homesteads, 2 acre lots. So who knows? We'll do the studies and see what we can do. We have to get the variance then. And that's okay. If we need to get a variance, we get it so that we can build out maybe some townhomes. Again, the need is there. And yeah, very, very cool. Anyways, cheers. Maybe we will. We are definitely going to have some equity and some seed money to be able to figure out the next step for our personal portfolio. And whether we bought a company that increased our value. Do we keep buying companies? Probably not this 12-week year. But that did contribute to our personal portfolio as well, and our personal value of our estate value, which was really awesome to see that come to pass this last 12-week year, right? Buying Nesbitt Repair and continuing to maintain our 2, 3 other companies. Yes. All right. So that's 2 things in my personal. Now, the third thing would be relationships in my personal life. Definitely, there's always things that will suffer in your personal life as you are working hard in your business and trying to reach certain goals. Things will suffer. I will say, though, that the beautiful thing is my wife and I, Chantel and I, our relationship has increased tenfold through this process because we're doing it together. We often encourage people in marriage to do it with their spouse. If you can't do a business with your spouse, then you don't have an epic marriage. I'm just going to say, like, we have worked hard to get here and do this. I'm not saying it's easy, but I love it. Chantel's the CEO, and I'm the consultant one in this company, consulting and helping and just going where I'm needed and bouncing around in a sense. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's an amazing thing. So I would encourage you as well that, what is your relationship like? What are your relationships like? How are you going to improve your relationships, your personal relationships? One thing that we have done is definitely increased and improved our relationship together, but then also just staying committed to our date night with our daughter, Hazel. She's also working with us. And definitely in this next 12 weeks, we want to make sure our health with our kids and our mom and our brother and sister who live on the property is continuing to increase and improve. It's important to us, really important. So we're super grateful for you being here and working on your goals. So what does it look like to you to be able to develop yourself, your personal self, your personal identity, health, finances, and relationships? Yeah, there are some very purposeful relationships that Chantel and I have been working on, and even our personal growth and development, our business and our personal growth has been very powerful. We plugged into acquisition.com this last end of this 12 weeks, and it's super powerful. This Tuesday, we'll be meeting with them again. We hired them as advisors for Nesbitt Repair, and we're excited to implement that and work with them. So we've got a lot of homework to do and a lot of activities to get there and improve it. And they have built companies out to $100 million portfolios and businesses to crazy amount business, 10, 20 million plus in business. So we are excited to get the opportunity to work with them and continue to grow and learn. Seriously. All right. So health goal. Why does this matter? What is the deeper purpose? For me, it definitely is. My health would be the set point, create a set point at 230 pounds and back to exercising twice a week. I think Chantel and I really, really, really felt like we could do twice a week, that we're going to make that happen. And so that's a big deal for us to get that going no matter what and make it a must. But part of that is going to be team members and things now that we're regrouping and create new standards and hiring new people to have people in place to where we can take off and go exercise. But even adapting where we are, like I said, figuring out a spot where we can exercise and can, I want to get back to family defense stuff too. Exercising, utilizing family defense. I think that's very important and powerful when you utilize it. So there's lots of opportunities. We just got to make it happen. So I would say that that's going to be my target for my personal life, my personal health. Why this matters? What is the deeper purpose? Well, Kalea. It's just one word, Kalea, my granddaughter. That's my why, Kalea. I want to be healthy and strong to be able to play with her and get on the ground with her and roll with her and hold her and carry her and run with her on my back. Maybe it's going for jogs with her in my back in like a back pouch or front pouch while I'm doing jogging, just having cool experiences with her in exercising and quality time. That's a big one for me. Relationship and health in this next 12 weeks with Kayla is going to be huge. So I'm going to be motivated by that. I'm going to think of her and that example and how important that is to be a good example of exercise and health for her. Yeah, man, she's coming in May. Yeah, May 12th is her due date. So I'm looking forward to that. We've been talking about it. Chantel's super pumped for that as well. So that's a big, big, big target for us in May. And so we are planning and developing. That's why also you heard me talk about in this last 12-week year planning that we were going to be done with, hopefully, with being so involved with Nesbit repair. Well, that shifted and changed. We're more involved than ever. And yeah, we've got about 6 weeks till Kalea arrives, and then I would like to have Chantel to have some freedom. Obviously, it's Hazel's baby, and she'll be graduating in May too, so that's perfect timing for her to graduate and then have time with her baby Kalea and have that quality time with her. But we want to be a part of that as well. But it's only so many hours in the day. You can have a baby, Hazel, and then Chantel, and then me. But yeah, so that's changed though. We're definitely going to have an amazing transformation. We've got some incredible targets that I can't even share right now with you yet for Nesbit, Epic Your Life, and Amish Matchmakers, and everything that we're doing. Even our portfolio, our puppy business, Hidden Acres Puppies, amazing business that leaving paw prints on hearts of man. Um, yeah, so many good things happening. And so we are creating targets and things and going after it in each level on each business. Um, so that was health and then relationship too. But I'm very motivated by the health so I can have better relationships, not be limited by being tired or not able to get on the floor and things. So when I'm physically strong, this is why it matters. What is the deeper purpose? I show up fully for Papa, for my family, and for my purpose. I can show up fully for Kayla. So you can see when I'm 230 and exercising and have energy because of exercising, yes, I can show up fully. So why does this matter to you? What is the deeper purpose here? And then again, is there a limiting story that's holding you back? Name the old story that has kept you stuck. Identify it. Disrupt it. I don't have time to stay consistent. Well, that's not a very good story. That's a limiting story. Your freedom story, what is the new story Papa's writing? Declare it, plant it, and repeat it. Come on. That's your limiting story. Very much so can be. I'm, you know, I don't have time to stay consistent. It's a lie. It's not true. So what's the new story? Declare it, plant it, and then repeat it. This is the importance of creation code that we talk about. Knowing what your MVP is, your seeds produce after their own kind, plant with intention, water with rhythm, trust Papa with the growth. It's really powerful and important. But we've got to first have that freedom story and declare it. Makes a difference. It really, really does. So, example of that freedom story is I am Papa's son. I steward my body because it is the temple he moves through. My consistency is an act of worship. My consistency is an act of worship. Thank you, Papa. Can you say that about your consistency? The micros of Epic 30, daily rhythm, small schedulable, schedule, scheduleable I don't know how to say that word. Small, schedulable actions, schedulable actions placed on your calendar as standing appointments. If it is not scheduled, it is not real. If it's not scheduled, it is not real. So Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh no, actually, what did we say? Was it Tuesdays and Fridays? See, I got to get this straight with Chantal. I think it was Tuesdays and Fridays. We were going to start exercising. But yeah, maybe more than that. Let's shoot for 3. And then when we do 2, we'll be super grateful, right? So micros can be emotionally, the ESP, emotional, journal daily to process and release stress, spiritual, pray with gratitude after every workout, physicals, walk or train 30 minutes a day, every day, no negotiation, just go do it. Like those are things that can help you to get into a daily rhythm that will help you accomplish your big 3, accomplish your freedom story. All right. Well, what you got? Let's break this down now. Let's talk and let's be open about some of what are your health goals? I'm going to go ahead and turn off the screen. Tomorrow we will get into relationship goals and financial goals. So, but let's look at your health goals. Those of you that are part of our school group, I want to hear from you. So tell me what some of your health goals are personally. Maybe it's the health of your company, the environment of what you're doing, environment of your company, or environment of your personal life, health. But let's talk about it. What will create health goals for you? What would you consider a health goal? What do you want in your health? What do you want for your physical body? Would you share? Put a message out there. I'm going to look at Messenger now and see, or you can unmute and you can come on the video and share. We will be having the recording up in the community. I'd love for you to comment under the recording some of your big 3 and even the health goal that you got to in this process. And I hope this has been inspirational, motivational, help you to get results. Being disciplined, being committed, and following through is very important. It really is. Doing the hard work. Like people want it to be easy, but again, if it was easy, everyone would do it. Everyone would have results. The bottom line is there's only 2% of the world and population that will do it. Are you one of them? You're here, so I assume you are. So tell me about that. What is one of your health goals? Can you tell me about it? I want to take a few minutes just to process with you. Or what are some of your questions? We have a few minutes here, about 8 minutes till the top of the hour. So what are some questions? Love to hear your questions. The line is open. Your questions will help you and help others in this community. So I challenge you to please ask questions. It's very, very beneficial. So go ahead. Mr. Nathan Kinsing. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, bro. Hustler. Straight up hustler. Good to see you.
You see what my hat says?
No, I can't see it. It's too blurry. But what does it say?
I got my logo on it.
Atta boy. You've been busy developing your company, marketing and hats and everything. Good job.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Was out looking at a roof, so I'm still driving.
Okay. Going after it. Good job, man.
Yeah.
So what do you got? What you been working?
I still haven't hit 160 yet. Closest I ever seen was 163.
That's pretty good, though.
It doesn't help anything. Yeah, and it doesn't help anything if I don't have work for a couple of weeks at a time. But anyway, I looked at the roof yesterday too, so I just need to sell them.
Good. Good, man. Congratulations. That's good. That's progress. I know you've wanted to diversify from your foaming business to roofing, so congratulations on that. You're getting roofing bids. That's huge. That's the first step. Opportunities.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing. But do you have a health goal that you're working on as well for this next 12 weeks?
I'm gonna try to hit 160. Last I saw was slowed down right below 180. Upper end 170. So
Okay.
I'm trying to hit 160.
All right. Excellent. Focus on those 1,600 calories then, or 1,400 to be in a deficit to get there faster. You'll see a big result. And how's your self-defense going? I haven't talked to you in a while. Are you doing that still?
I was actually spring roofing seminar Tuesday and Wednesday, so I didn't go last week.
Uh-huh.
I usually go at least once a week when I'm around.
Good. So you're still staying consistent with your physical workouts with this family defense stuff?
Yeah.
All right, man. Congratulations. That's really, really good. Proud of you. And is the foaming business still existing? You still doing that pretty good? Decent amount of that?
Yeah, it slowed down some over the last while, but I have a few more jobs lined up.
Good. Been shaking the bushes and finding those clients and keeping up with the existing clients?
Haven't been really.
You know it. That's the way we said. You have about 5 main guys who keep you busy and staying in relationship with them. So the relationship matters, like we talked about. So we got to boost those relationship goals in your business again. Shake those bushes and take them to lunch, go to coffee, do something. It matters. It worked before. It'll work again. Nothing new under the sun. You did it before and it made a difference. Time to do it again.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing and good luck on that 160 goal. Fitness, health, it's good. And tomorrow, tune in again. We'll be going over finances and going over cash flow and relationships. So glad you're here, brother. Thanks for being here. Steve, what you got, man? I see you're here. So let's go ahead and unmute you guys. You guys, and you're tuning in. I'm grateful you're tuning in.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Welcome, buddy.
So, no, I'm actually driving here to take in a Passover Seder meal.
All right.
Never been to that. So, excited. I don't know about I'm excited or whatever. See what that's like or whatever. So, I'm trying to ignore you. It focuses out the window, not directly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, just drive. You're good, man. But I'm glad you're talking and participating a little bit.
But no, thank you for reminding me again about this. I put it in my calendar some time ago, forgot about it and all. But going back to your couple things, health and sleep and all of those kind of things. And this is one of the things. So going back 5 years ago for me, when I went through a pretty significant change, season stuff there. Yes, the amount of intake definitely was a big key in that. One thing that I also noticed along with that in that season was I used to think that I could operate on 4 or 5 hours of sleep or whatever, and I just went through a massive reset. Anyhow, for a good while there, I tried to focus on this, 6, 7 hours, sometimes more, and kind of plateaued. And I think I need to trim back, get a little bit more aggressive with the Mr. Compost thinking there. But I appreciate the encouragement of in my move and just all the things that have been happening the last month here. Got kind of lax on my eating patterns, habits, and eating too late. This is a big no-no or whatever. It's not that I've really gained a lot of weight back. It's just you know, lost the cutting edge of uh, staying in shape
Yeah.
well there.
Yeah, man.
So it's yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you brought.
I wanted to do that last weekend, and I was doing the big spaghetti thing for church stuff.
Yeah.
I get back home tonight. I think we're gonna hardball a few dozen eggs.
There you go.
Get that smoker out. Go smoke them little creatures and have some good angelic eggs, whatever you want to call them. Legs.
There you go. Awesome. That's good, man. That's good. Sounds like some good health goals. What do you have a particular weight that you want to measure at? You want to be at?
So I was my lowest. I was 182, and the doctor said that's not really said with my size, everything. I really need to be at least 190, 195. Anyhow, I know I'm on the other side of 200 again at the moment or whatever. But yeah, if I could run 195 to 205, I'd be cool with that or whatever. One of the things that when I was at 182 there, that was 9 years, 5 pounds of what I used to be 20 some years ago, and but at the same time, I lost a lot of muscle through that, whatever. So when you build muscle back, it's always heavier than the alternative there.
Well, good stuff, man. Sounds like you got some good health goals. Congratulations on that, and go for it. You know, again, little side notes. I'm glad you brought up the whole thing about eating late. There are some very powerful principles in health, and it has to do with insulin control. Spiking your insulin before you go to bed is a very bad habit because it will actually put on fat, and our circadian rhythm matters. When the body God designed us is very powerful and very intentional. And so when we eat after it gets dark or when it's later and it's dark and we're not fully, it just converts it right to fat. It's funny how the body thinks, well, I'm about to go into a fasted state, so I better, go ahead and convert this to fat instead of energy. And yeah, so again, a very powerful thing for health is to not eat after like 6 o'clock. Really, it would make a difference in people's lives if they didn't eat so late or eat junk. It's funny how people start to eat sweets and junk and the habits of eating chips and snacks after 6, right? Sit down and watch a movie or sit down and watch YouTube or videos and they start eating snacks and they don't even realize it. The crazy part about it is you're watching this show so intently and just keep eating and eating. And you eat a lot more carbs and a lot more sweets and a lot more junk than you want to or mean to. So interesting enough, that's a good point you brought up about eating late and the benefits of not eating late, but eating earlier. And so that's good, really good. And then the calorie thing, man, I'm telling you, if you will track them and if you want to weigh about 190 pounds, then track your calories and consistently only eat around 1,800 to 1,900 calories. It's interesting how it correlates with your weight because your body will sustain 190 pounds if you by eating about that many calories. It's fun to flip the script and instead of saying, "Oh, how can I lose weight?" No, how can you sustain 190 pounds? You eat about 1,800 to 1,900 calories per day, and over time, long time. This is why we talk about changing your health lifestyle, not a diet, but a health lifestyle. What would it look like? Well, part of it is tracking and knowing how much 1,800 calories is. You know how much it is? If you eat a bunch of breads and carbs, it's not very much. You could literally have like 3 or 4 sandwiches in a day and think you're not eating very much because of all the bread. You've already exceeded 2,000 calories with just sandwiches alone because of the bread. The white bread is loaded with sugar and it's terrible. So, again, recognizing these things is very important and very powerful. Protein gives you a lot more fuel and a lot more wholesomeness without all the calories too. It's crazy. So that's why proteins and fats are much better for you and a better lifestyle. So you don't spike your insulin with all the sugar. So just some little things and learned over the years. It's been highly beneficial to me. And I love that you're working on your goals, your health goals. Congratulations. And thanks for sharing.
But one of the things that 5 years ago when I went through that, it's just dropped a lot of pounds in a very short period of time. Did a lot of fruit alone, and maybe the evening was nothing but a grapefruit. And so I need to discipline myself a little bit better again. So at 8:30 or 9:30, that bowl of butter pecan ice cream or popcorn is just really good.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, another little life hack on sweets. If I ever do eat sweets, I always throw away some of it. Seriously. Because you want to learn that sweets are okay to eat, but they are a waste. They will add calories to your waist. They're wasted calories. They're not good for you, definitely. But the way that you control that, I control that I know it's not good for me, psychologically just throwing away the end of it. Because we all learn and had bad habits of not wasting, right? Don't throw it away. You're wasting. No, eat, clean your whole plate. No, don't do it. Throw it away, especially when it comes to stuff that's not good for you. Eat a little bit of it, enjoy it, and then have the discipline to throw away a portion of it. Start with even one bite. Just that discipline, flexing that muscle of, I know this isn't beneficial for me, so I'm going to start throwing a portion of it away. It's a very powerful discipline. Subconsciously, it will help you and you'll begin to find yourself doing better. The problem is like we were taught our whole life. So it's programmed in us to not throw stuff away, especially food. But that's not food. That's sweets. Sweets is not food. Sweets is not nutritional. Sweets is not beneficial. They're good. They're tasty. We like them. But again, you can like something, enjoy it, but throw it away. Don't eat all of it. And it'll start to change your mindset, start to bless you. So just a little life hack.
You talk about cleaning your plate up or whatever. Nathan, I'm sure would understand this phrase, but I remember hearing Dad say it many times. Say you're full, you can't eat it or whatever. Say, well, you got to take 10 more bites, or you got to clean it up, or then the next thing. This is the phrase I was talking about. Que ahora si quieres usted all that translated would be
Yeah. Yeah, that's an English phrase too. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. So that's good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing, Steve. All right. Well, we're about to wrap it up, but I didn't want to leave out Sylvia. Thanks for being here, Sylvia. And I see that you want to tone up and look and feel better. I would love to hear how you're going to do that, though. What are some of your action steps? We talk about action steps here. Sylvia, you want to unmute?
Sure.
There you are. How about your camera? Yes, no?
I would, but it says it's disabled. And it says check my browser permissions, but I'm not on the browser. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, good. Good that I would love to see you. You're amazing. And I'm very grateful to you. And you're doing so much more in your life to develop yourself. And so it's good to hear from you, though.
Thank you. Yeah.
So tell me about it. What do you got? What are you going to do to feel toned up, stronger, healthier, better?
I think for me, I've realized since I work on a computer, I sit all day.
Yep.
I'm sitting, I eat, I sit, I eat, I sit, things like that. So I'm not moving, I'm not getting exercise and stuff. And I think just implementing moving every day is a start.
Yes, absolutely.
Go from there and build from there.
What specifically time are you going to move? Because that's what, again, putting it on your calendar will prove your big 3 and make it a part of your standard. And so, well, first of all, let's just go here. Like, what does that look like? Are you going to measure it? Do you want to weigh a certain weight? Do you want certain inches on your arm or your legs or your waist? Like, this stuff matters. It's real. Like when you measure what you measure, you can improve.
Okay.
So what are you going to measure? You're going to measure. It's okay to measure by the scaling. A lot of people are afraid of that, but don't be afraid of it. If you want to weigh a certain weight, great. If you want to walk a certain distance, that could be measurable, right? And I want to be able to, walk 2 miles, or I want to be able to run a half a mile without, throwing up, something like that. What are some of your targets or something you can measure and do repeatedly until you hit it and then even improve it?
I think some inches off would be what I'd work towards.
Okay.
The realization I've had, or that my belief about the scale is it's not, everyone has a specific number that they think they should be at, but I've realized, some people with muscle are going to weigh more than, they look the same, but they can be different numbers.
Sure.
Even though your bodies look the same, and it's the muscle weight and stuff like that. So I've come to the point where I don't let the number make me feel good or bad.
Right.
But I'd say my goal would be on the inches. And about the running, I do know I get winded pretty easily, so that's something I'd need to figure out how to work on.
Yeah, your lungs are a muscle. They really are. They really are. I mean, when people first start out, they can't run. When they first start out, they can't swim very long, and they have to stop swimming because they lose their breath. The lungs have to be exercised, and they are a muscle for sure, 100%. So that's good that you're understanding these things. And do you know how far you can go right now without stopping?
I have no idea.
There you go. Start measuring it. See if you can, jog for, even 100 yards and before you have to stop. And then maybe you can go 110 the next day and maybe 115, like how far can you go? Maybe it's to one pole. Okay, I'm going to jog to that pole and then I'm going to walk a half mile or walk a mile, walk a half mile one direction, half mile back. Like that's good for you, and strengthening and push-ups and sit-ups. And I would highly recommend if you're trying to strengthen your body, that your core is one of your main things, even spiritually on a spiritual level. Out of the belly comes the spirit. That's where God connects the spirit to. So it's really powerful then to know that if the spirit is so important in our life for our spiritual life and it comes from the belly, core is very powerful. Core, and you can strengthen your core with planks. So planks are very powerful. I know Chantel's talked about that a few times to the women, and we've done it, Chantel and I, and I highly, highly recommend it. That's something you can do, and it's literally takes you 2 minutes a day, 3 minutes. You can build up your time. Play a song. We used to play a 3-4 minute song while we held a plank. And you think, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna try it for 30 seconds. You'll see it's a big deal. But then you can get to a place where you keep doing it and keep doing it. It's the repetition that build the strength, and your core is super powerful to help you to be stronger overall. It'll help you not have back issues, help you not, it's amazing what the core will do to strengthen you and make you have better balance. And overall, it's very, very powerful and important to have a good, strong core. So I highly recommend planks. I'd highly recommend going on walks. And again, challenging yourself to see how far you can jog before you have to stop, and then measure it and go farther. Every week, go a little bit farther, and you're going to build up such incredible stamina. And then number 3 is, yes, that whole, inches. What size do you want? Well, I want to wear, size. For me, it might be I'm at a 36 right now, so 34. I want to be at a 34, and my waist size. For me, it is really about the weight. 230. It's my easiest one, and I've, to maintain the 230 pounds is just an easy one for me to measure. But I do love toning up, do love planks, push-ups, squats for my legs. So those are all very good things. But yeah, I would say create a time for consistent exercise, to go out and do a walk, a quick 15-minute walk one way and 15-minute back, or a little jog in there too, get your blood moving, and start that first thing in the morning. Is very beneficial to really kind of get oxygen flowing, breathing, thinking clearer.
I'll do that.
It's good.
I will do that.
Congrats. Put it on your calendar. It'll make a difference. And then you've got your health goal and you're putting action steps into it, right? Into your health goal. And like I said, end the night with a plank. We used to do that as a family, the 3 of us. We should get back to it every night because it only takes a few minutes. We would all just get on the floor in our bedroom, Hazel, Chantel, and I, we'd do a plank and play a song. And everyone's like, no, we don't want to do it. We'd do it anyways and play a song and stay in a plank position. So doing it with, your daughter is perfect timing. She's old enough. She'll do it with you and have some fun with it. Be a good example. All right.
That's awesome. Yes, I'll do that.
God bless you. And thanks for everything you did to help make this possible, make this happen, this event. You're amazing. A lot of people wouldn't have known about it, heard about it, had you not sent that out. So thank you. Well done.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
All right, everyone. That's a wrap. We're a little bit over here, 15 minutes over, but I love the interaction with all of y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Go spend some time with family for Easter. And remember, work on those goals. Your mindset, your thoughts around these goals matter. What do you want? What do you want? You create what you want by your actions will prove that you believe that you can accomplish it. You'll take action on it. So we got the health goal that we went over today. Now tomorrow we will work on the cash flow and the financials, and then also the relationship goals. Very important for balance, very important for results and a successful epic life. We got to do it. So let's go after it. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. Thanks for being here. And thank all of you too on our social media platform. We are the Amish Matchmakers. We help Amish singles to find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop a legacy rooted in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. My name is Carlos, and my beautiful bride is Chantel, and we love helping people. And if this has been helpful to you, would you thank us by liking and subscribing this particular video? Liking and subscribing our YouTube channel, making comments on our TikTok there. I hope TikTok's live. It shows that it is, but not sure if it is. But let us know. Send us a message of gratitude by subscribing, liking, and commenting. It makes a difference. But if you want to jump over, our main focus is our YouTube channel. If you're on our Facebook page watching this live, yeah, jump on our YouTube channel. It'd be awesome. And like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Amish Matchmakers. And we'll continue to create content to be a benefit and a blessing to you. Join me right back here on tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we continue to plan out this next 12 weeks together. That's a wrap. Congratulations.